Joining me right now is a member of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Florida Congressman John Mica. Congressman, good to have you on the program. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good to be with you.
Your takeaway from the happenings yesterday?
Well, I think they're trying to run the clock out. We saw one witness not show up, thumb his nose at Congress. Two that took the Fifth Amendment, and another we learned some information from. But this has been a cat and mouse game from the beginning. We started with Benghazi, trying to find out what took place, who did what, and we just keep getting the stall and not the information that Congress is entitled to.
So, I mean, does this just mean you're powerless in this regard? I mean, what are you going to do? One guy, Pagliano, decides it's just not important, I'm not showing up. He blows it off. You've got the other two not revealing anything, and then Justin Cooper, no pushback on the fact that he says, oh, no, I was trying to preserve information, but we know he's the guy with the hammer. So what happens now, Congressman?
Well, again, we have to follow the law and the rules of procedure. Pagliano did not show up. He can be held, as I questioned the chairman, in contempt of Congress. A referral would then go to the Department of Justice, and there could be proceedings, a criminal proceeding possibly against him. Right now we're looking at the options. I don't know if the chairman will give him another opportunity to come forward. I don't know what other remedies from a legal standpoint we have. But again, you see a stalling game. This guy played the same thing with the FBI. We think he was granted immunity. We don't know to what extent. But he should have at least showed up if he wanted to exercise his right like the other two did. He could take the Fifth Amendment before us. But again, this is just a continuum of stalling, failing to give Congress the information we're entitled to. We're entitled to conduct a thorough investigation. Our committee has charge over all matters for investigations under the House of Representatives, and they're thwarting that process.
Right. Morgan.
Good morning, Congressman. Hillary Clinton has gotten a pass by the FBI. We know this already. But can you tell me what is going on with her top aides? Are you still investigating them in Congress? We saw last week on this show that immunity was granted to yet another person on the server, even though we thought the investigation was closed. So what's going on with the people who were actually in control of this information, of this emails? We haven't really heard, and I think the American people would like to know what's happening to those people in power.
Well, we heard from one witness a little bit of information. We're trying to gather all the facts because you can't proceed without the facts. But some information we did learn, and we've seen from some of the FBI 302s, it appears that people like Cheryl Mills, one of the aides to the secretary, possibly ordered some of the destruction of material that should have been preserved. We have a requirement to preserve records even though she had them on a private server. She had classified information and other information that wasn't properly turned over and may have been destroyed. So we're trying to find out what took place. And every time we turn to another witness, we find out there's more. When we talk to the FBI, they suddenly dump newfound emails. So it's a stall to try to run out the clock, and we are, I think, entitled to complete the investigation in a proper and thorough manner.
Of course. Here's Mike Baker.
Yeah, Congressman, good morning. Look, there used to be a sense that there were consequences for action. And I think there's a frustration out there in the American public that perhaps things just go to the hill and die nowadays, whether it's the Benghazi investigation or any other investigation, regardless of where on the political spectrum it stands.
IRS.
What is your time frame for this particular situation where Brian Pagliano ignores a subpoena, doesn't show up? You know, I realize you have to follow procedures, but you're also Congress, and do you have the ability to move at your own pace here, and what will your time frame be to deal with that?
Yeah. Well, unlike some here, we do comply with the Constitution and with the constraints imposed on us. Even Congress has constraints. So we can't go and prosecute. Now we have to see, again, what was done in contravention of the law and the rules, take the steps that are allowed under the law. Unfortunately, we have a Department of Justice, whether it's been Loretta Lynch or Holder, that are non-responsive and it turned a blind eye. So we have a very difficult situation, a very difficult job. But, you know, this is kind of like that old law enforcement serial on TV. All we want are the facts, ma'am, and our job is to get the facts for the public and then take action. But we have to do that. If they want to be lawless, our side of the aisle is not going to be. We want to comply with the law and the proper procedures.
But when you say they're trying to, you know, wipe the clock out, you know, let the clock run out, does that mean that they're going to just let the clock run out till the end of the couple of months and let the election happen, and then they're hoping Hillary Clinton wins, and then it just dies, it goes away because she's president? Is that what you're saying?
Well, again, they already have control of the Department of Justice. It appears the FBI may, too, have been compromised some there. And it's most disappointing with Director Comey, who has had a fairly good reputation, not to give us the information. You may recall during the hearings, I said, was the Secretary her interview recorded? No. Do you have any information from that? Yes, we have 302s. We still don't have the 302s from that, and some have been kept from us. So they're playing a cat and mouse game, whether it's the Department of Justice, now the FBI. It's a very sad time for our judicial system and the process that should move forward in an orderly manner under the Constitution and laws of the United States.
Yeah, what a disgrace for the American people if all of these agencies have become compromised and politicized at this point. Congressman, thanks very much for your insights. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you. We'll continue this.
And so will we. John Micah joining us.